My name is Mike Van Gilder. I am joined today with Rebecca Massey from Literacy Together. Rebecca, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having
really
me.
interested in this conversation that we're going to have. But before we get into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little history, and where you're from?
Sure. I'm originally from Alabama, mostly. I moved to North Carolina in 2005. Within that time, I pretty much devoted my life to education in one way or another, mostly as a classroom teacher, composition, things like that. But in the latter half of my career, I've done more tutoring, and that sort of landed me the job as the adult literacy director, where I'm responsible for setting up a program to teach people either to read or to help them get their GED, and we offer free tutoring for that.
So what really caused you to shift from the education side to focusing mainly on the literacy and helping people on that aspect?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that last night. I guess when I started out, my master's is in English. I got that in 2003. I love reading, I love literature, I love poetry, and I always kind of thought about that, devoting my life to that. And then the more that I went through classroom teaching, I realized there's much more of a need for people to work on sort of basic composition, and then from there, really just basic skills, basic literacy skills. And so I guess I kind of just shifted my focus from something that I was most interesting to me personally to something I feel like is more needed in the world.
Right.
And that's kind of how I got here.
Okay. What kind of advice would you give someone maybe just starting out in their career? Like, what should they do if this is something that maybe they're aiming for, even if it's not, but it could be kind of on their radar? What to do, what to expect type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, adult literacy is really kind of one of the most neglected parts of education as a whole. I mean, when people think about going to college and becoming a teacher, sometimes people think about K through 12. Sometimes people think about teaching in college. But what this work is, first off, just more people need to know about it. It's a lot of times people that just have not gotten the resources they need, they fell through the cracks, they didn't have the education that they deserve, and they're having to wait till later in life to get the education they were entitled to the whole time. So along with that comes a lot of external struggles that our students have. Poverty, homelessness, addiction and recovery, all kinds of trauma, health problems, mental illness. And so the external barriers that our students have are really hard for them to manage. And just patience and empathy are extremely important in this field.
With those external challenges, did that bring on a whole new realm of learning for you, your own? Because, I mean,
Absolutely.
when you're dealing with school, it's kind of like students in, students out.
Yep.
And this is more of you're almost getting into people's personal lives.
It absolutely is. So it's a partnership that's really, really different than what happens sort of in the confines of the classroom where people come in and out. It's about papers. There's some personal stuff there. But this is really about being kind of an intimate, regular part of people's lives. So our tutors work with their students for 2 hours a week, every week. And there's a lot more going on than just education. It has to do with having them understand faith in themselves, building their skills, being able to finally make a path towards their goals. So it's an extremely personal kind of work that we do. It feels a lot more personal to me than what happened in a classroom because it's so much more long-term with this work.
If it's anything like what we do here at Goodwill, where we're really helping people in their personal lives get back on track with career or helping them learn to read and sending them over to a company like yours with Literacy Together and really seeing those people kind of flourish and grow. It's a lot more different feel. I've kind of like you've been on kind of both sides of the spectrum as well. And you get that personal growth yourself, learning to understand people that are going through different challenges all along the way.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. My job is probably more like your job than it is like a university professor's job, I would say. Absolutely.
Well, if someone was interested in finding out more about a career in in this field with Literacy Together. What's a way they can get in touch with you? Is it better for an application? Should they just send a resume?
I think just giving me a call. That's the best thing to do. And I don't know if people watching this if I should say my contact info.
Yeah, go ahead. Say your contact info. We can put it up on the screen.
So my name is Rebecca Massey, Director of Adult Literacy at Literacy Together. My phone number at work is 254-3442. If you leave a message, it's extension 202, or you can just ask for Rebecca, and the message will get to me somehow. But that's the best thing to do, just because people have so many questions about what this job is. Yeah. I never actually would have understood the job that I'm doing, what it is, and all it entailed at the beginning of, my career. I wouldn't have been able to fathom what this is. Yeah. So sometimes it's just easier to just ask and have a conversation about it.
Definitely, yeah. It's if you're used to working in the education system as a school teacher, not to say that they don't get involved in people's personal lives, but when you're working more on that one-on-one level like this, it kind of opens your eyes when you really get to see what really goes on in a situation like what you're dealing with at Literacy Together. So, well, Rebecca, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate everything that you have shared with us today, and we really look forward to speaking with you again.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was great. Thank you.